So AutoChartist has gone streamlined, and what I mean by that is essentially rather than having the multiple platforms you might have to navigate through. Before we'd have to go to PowerStats online, and then we'd have the standalone AutoChartist platform. Now everything is available in one place. And we haven't talked about AutoChartist in terms of this new presentation. So I want to at least give you the nickel tour and talk about how I'm using it now. So everybody knows I'm a huge fan of chart patterns. They are the culmination of support and resistance, trend lines, and so forth. So if you're a big believer in trend lines, support, and resistance, AutoChartist is just an extension of that by taking those and identifying the chart patterns. Well, it's not just about chart patterns, it's about Fibonacci as well. What is Fibonacci? It's another way of looking at support and resistance, correct? Okay? So, when you have all this information being run through AutoChartist servers, one of the things they discovered is they had all this information about price movement and how much price movement tended to move during certain hours of the day and volatility and so forth. And one of the things that they did was come up with this PowerStats. And again, before what I'd have to do is jump from one platform to the browser, look at the browser. And so now it's all here in front of me. So while I'm looking at the different chart patterns and try to determine if I want to set up a trade based upon the support and resistance of chart patterns, I can also, right from that same spot, start to look at the price range forecasts and movement per hour and movement per day. And those are absolutely valuable levels. I should say not levels, valuable information in terms of how price action might react at certain levels. We all know we might have multiple support and resistance levels on a chart. Okay, some of them might be further away from current price action. Some of them might be right up on top of price action. And the likelihood for these support and resistance levels to be decision levels, in other words, to be reacted to. What do we know about any type of level on a chart? Whether it be a moving average, a Fibonacci, whether it be the uptrend or downtrend line, whether it be horizontal support and resistance, what do we know about it? Prices could either accelerate, they could stall, or they could reverse at that level. Here's where PowerStats, in a nutshell, very easily and quickly, fits into that. If I know how likely it may be for price action to reach a certain price level within the next 15, 30, 60 minutes, 240 minutes, okay, I can have a better idea of what levels will be in play. So one of the things that I want to continue to incorporate here is going to be this idea of proximity. How likely is a level to be in play over the course of a certain amount of time? PowerStats can absolutely help us with that, not only with the expected price range, but also with the movement per hour of day. So we can get an idea of how far prices could move broken down in a 15, 30, 60 minute, 240 minute outlook. And I could see the cyclical rhythm of the 24-hour Forex day as it applies to each pair. Let's go over to the Euro US dollar here. Over to each pair individually and see what the rhythm of the trading day looks like. Okay? Here's a rhythm of the trading day. In other words, how many pips during certain parts of the day are we likely to see? What is the price movement range? Okay? So with that in mind, with this understanding of the rhythm of the trading day and being able to forecast potential price movement from now for the next 15, 30, 60 minutes, I have a much better idea of which support and resistance levels are more likely to be in play and when the volatility might increase or decrease throughout the trading day. And that's what PowerStats does, and that's just an invaluable part of the entire trade setup, trade decision-making process.